Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast live. Yes. Here we go, and I got my main man, the Transformer, here with me. Big Red's not going to be here tonight. G might show up a little bit later. He had some obligations to our wonderful nation to take care of, so we gotta put that first and take care of that. But like I said, I got my main man Transformer here with me, and we are gonna get it done. What's good, Transformer?
Man, not a thing but a chicken wing, man. I had drills this weekend too, so tell G no excuses, man. But shout out, salute to him.
I hear that, no doubt. All right, so we got some pretty interesting topics for you here today, as you can see by the rundown. Definitely gonna have some good sports talk like we always do. But before we get to that, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. There we go. So now we got those excuse me, we got those particulars out of the way. We can go ahead and get right to it. So
no, man, we not finna skip over something real quick, man. Shout out to the bass that big baritone Bruce be putting in on the introduction, guys, man. Shout it out. Welcome to the Format Podcast, man. I promise, man.
I appreciate that,
I'm like, boy.
You're a funny dude, Transformer. You're a funny dude, man. We do what we do. So you know what? Before we even get into these topics, man, a couple of interesting notes I definitely wanted to touch on. What's good, Nick? Always good to see you in here, man. Appreciate that.
What's going on, Nick? Hit like Barry White.
My
everything. In the
Practice
answer to
what you preach. Oh my goodness.
We love you, dudes, man. We love you.
I appreciate that, brother. No doubt. So you know what's funny? What was it last week when we had to talk? It was either last week or week before, and we had to talk about the Olympic flag bearer, right? And I was saying how I didn't think it should be LeBron, and I think it was G asked, like, if it's not LeBron, who should it be, right? Mm-hmm. And so remember I said Katie Ledecky, right? And and I probably should have said Simone Biles. That's a more well-known person, but more well-known Olympic athlete. But I said Katie Ledecky. That was the first one that came to my mind. You like, who's Katie Ledecky? So let me just remind you of something here, right? Katie Ledecky won the 800-meter freestyle today, I believe.
I saw it.
So, yeah, hear this. With the victory, Ledecky won her 9th Olympic gold medal, the most ever by an American woman in any Olympic sport. It also ties her with Soviet gymnast Larissa Latinya for the most golds won by any woman in any sport in Olympic history. Latinya competed in 1956, 1960, 64 Olympics. Ledecky's 14 total medals are also the most ever won by an American woman in Olympic history in any sport, and the most ever won by a female Olympic swimmer from any nation. So remember, I was saying she's like arguably our most decorated Olympic athlete. That was why I came up with that name as someone who should have who was I think better to be a flag bearer than LeBron. Yeah. So that was like what up, Sneed? What's good, bro? Good to see you in the chat, man. But yeah, that was definitely one of the reasons that I had said her name, because I'm like, she might not be a household name, but if you follow the Olympics at all, like, she is 100% legit, right? She is one of our quote unquote one of our goats in Olympic sports. You know what I mean? So that's why I have brought it up.
She definitely did her thing today, man. Shout out to USA, man. Shout out to Ledecky. I watched that entire race, man. I was like, yo, look, they're swimming for 8 minutes straight. 8 minutes straight. Like, I'm exhausted after 30 seconds.
Right? Right?
I'm exhausted.
I can swim, and swimming at 25 is like, Woo! After a 25, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, she's swimming 800s and 1500s. I'm like, oh,
Yo,
like
look,
I'm
man.
I'm watching these competitors, and I'm like, man, these people they are absolute monsters. So
No,
yeah,
man,
it's
it was one heck of a race, man. I was looking at how they ended it. You know,
mhm.
when they touched the end of the lap, neither one of them were breathing hard. I'm like, I'm imagining
Crazy,
myself
right?
like I'm about to be
Right.
somebody get me out of this water, but I'm about to pass out, man. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
help me, dog.
yeah, crazy that level of conditioning, man. It really is special. It really is
No,
special.
absolutely,
Sneed,
man.
thanks for that. Thanks for that shout, man. I just took care of that. If you refresh your YouTube page, it should probably be good now. Um, but yeah. So Katie Ledecky, man, real deal. She is a problem. And that, like I said, that's why I had suggested that she was the one who, could have been the flag bearer. And again, Simone Biles is another one. She's right there. It's not that serious. What's good, bro? Haven't seen you in a minute. Fantastic. Good to have you back. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
What's
Thanks so
going
much
on,
for
brother?
joining
What's
us.
going on?
Yeah, it's not that
No, I mean,
serious as
my,
one
my
of
my
our
my biggest thing
loyal
about it,
listeners.
man, like I said, you couldn't, like I said, we just can't go wrong. You know what I mean? Like it could be a debate on whether who you want. I believe Simone Biles would have been an option. I think she has
Hmm.
something going on that way she wouldn't have been able to do it. So I think
Yeah,
that's why she wasn't one of the ones that voted to be the flag bearer or whatnot. But you know what I
right.
mean? It's a like big factors, man. I mean, Braun is the bigger name, the household name. You know,
Yeah,
people know
yeah.
him the most.
Hmm.
Then one, I mean, two, we got to know if Ledecky wanted to do it. I mean, you got to kind of want
I,
to do
I,
it.
I
Right?
can't imagine anyone on the Olympic delegation would say no if they were approached about being a flag bearer. I
Oh,
can't
would you?
imagine anyone would say no. Would you?
Oh, hell no. I'm there.
Exactly. Like
I'm
that.
Captain
That.
America, baby. I'm
Yeah.
out there.
Even if you don't win your event or you don't medal, like just being the flag bearer, excuse me, for the delegation is
Yeah.
something that puts you down in history. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I see it. But it's all good. But yeah, that I was just that's why she came to mind when we were having that discussion. So
Yeah. Sneed, why, man? Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it, man? You shy? Hit him up there, shaking with the stick. Go America. Go America.
Right.
I believe in you, Sneed. I believe you would have been a great flag bearer, bro.
No doubt,
Just
no doubt.
stand there and look proud. You know what I mean? You don't even got to say nothing, G.
There it is. There it is. All right, gentlemen. So let's go ahead and I think I should have written them down, man. I totally forgot. I had a couple more like newsworthy notes that I wanted to bring up in the world of sports, but not the other one I had. Yeah. I hear you, Sneed. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, we're gonna leave it
Hey,
right there.
keep it there, man. Keep it right there.
Yeah, we gonna leave it right there. Get demonetized and all that. All right, so another sports topic I wanted to bring up was I don't know if you heard about Caleb Williams in the Bears locker room. Uh, I guess within the last few days, and it became a story because he basically pulled everybody together and told them, "Hey guys, we're a bunch of grown men in here. Let's try to make things easier, I guess, on the janitorial crew, and pick up after yourselves, etc." So Colin Cowherd was talking about this, so he's like, "It's not everything, but it's a little thing, and it shows attention to detail, and all the greats have the attention to detail, and that's a great thing to see." But then Amani Toomer, longtime former New York Giant wide receiver, came out and blasted Caleb Williams. He was like, who are you to come in here? I don't even know if you can play yet. You just a rookie. You coming in here telling me what to do, and I've been in this locker room for however many years already. Amani
True.
Toomer's like, hey, rookie, how about you clean up after me? You
Big
know what I'm
facts.
saying?
That's the way it would have been
That's the
back in the
way it used to
90s,
be.
early 2000s.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all right, well, you pick it up, scrub.
Right.
You ain't earned your
Well,
stripes here yet, man.
exactly. So I've heard, a couple of different players giving their thoughts on it. Was it Plaxico Burress and TJ Hushmanzada and LeVar Arrington were all talking about it today on I can't remember the
What,
show.
speak?
Up on Game.
Oh, up on
No,
game.
they
Okay.
were on Up on Game on their Fox Sports radio show that they do every
Gotcha.
Saturday at noon. And they were all kind of in agreement with Caleb Williams, like, it shows attention to detail, and it shouldn't be an issue that he's saying this, because as a grown man, you probably shouldn't have to be told that anyway. But
Yeah.
I so I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on how you felt about Caleb as a rookie. I don't know if that's his way of showing that he pays attention to detail, or his way of trying to demonstrate some level of leadership at an early stage in his career. So what were your thoughts on it?
First of all, attention to detail, and we talk about janitorial things, man. Seriously,
Well, I
that's
guess
what they
it's all the
said.
little things,
That
you know what I'm
attention to
saying?
detail.
Yeah, I guess it's because the little things, right? And it's funny, like myself over the last 2 years, like I would have a habit, like if I throw something by the trash and it don't get in there, whatever, not that serious. I just leave it. Or you know what I'm saying? And I really had to retrain myself to say, do the little things because the little things add up. And so and I'm not the biggest Caleb Williams guy, and I'm not necessarily saying yay or nay on this whole thing, but the little things do add up, and maybe they show that he's conscientious and he takes the small things seriously, because maybe just by saying, okay, let's do a better job being a little more clean with our stuff in the locker room, maybe that demonstrates, okay, he's going to take the little things seriously, like how he watches film, or how he takes the handoff, or how he
Yeah,
prepares for
yeah,
practice, how he lays out his uniform, all these things which in the grand scheme don't seem like much, but all add up to what could be being an outstanding player in the NFL, right? Because if you talk about all the all-time greats, and I'm not saying he's going to be one, I'm not saying he's not, but you talk about all the all-time greats, they all did like the little things, and the
yeah.
little things are what build up to the big things, their foundation. Yeah,
I mean,
it's not that serious.
we're,
I
we're
definitely
gonna.
feel
We're,
you.
I would care about the little things once you show me you can play first, man. Like
Yeah,
we're like
yeah,
I mean, we talking about trash. The
yeah.
Bears are trash. How about let's getting us to win some games, man. Like let's win a couple
Do
of
I
games.
hear a Packer fan talking?
I don't see a rookie coming into an establishment where I've probably been busting my ass for 5-6 years, and he coming
Mhm.
in. We're talking about trash, man. We trash. How about we trash? All right, we need to fix ourselves first before we talk about some freaking picking up trash off the ground, man. And first, you're a rookie, man. I get it. First round overall pick. You know, you got a
Mhm.
lot of attention. You come in the locker room.
Mhm.
Quarterback's the head of the household when it comes to the
Mhm.
team and
Mhm.
aspect. But you still a rookie, man. You're still a rookie.
Right.
You can't come in here telling veterans what to do, man. Like I get where they trying to go with it, but it's too
Right.
soon. Now, if you were to tell me he did this next year and he's like
Yeah.
coming in
Yeah.
next year, like okay, he's resharpened the focus. Like, hey man, Caleb
Mhm.
Williams came in after a good showing last month and last year, and you know he's paying a little bit more attention to detail. Like that shows me growth as a player, but you haven't even shown me you a player yet. You know what I mean? We talking about trash. It's like Allen Iverson talking about practice. We talking about trash, man.
No,
Like we talking about trash.
I can see both sides of the argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hear your point, but I guess just trying to show that he's conscientious and the little things make a difference, right?
I mean, the man does paint his fingernails. So I mean, as a man who
Yeah,
paints
I'm
his
not.
fingernails, you would think that he a little clean.
What?
You would think that he a little clean. He likes to be clean, a little neat freak. You know, I got to make sure my hands is good. You know, I don't want to touch dirt. You
Uh,
know,
I don't necessarily see that correlation, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll just say, as a man, I certainly don't agree that men should be painting their fingernails, and I'll leave it at that. Nick, so Nick, man, here's the deal, right? The Bears, Ryan Poles deserves a lot of credit over the last maybe 18 months or so. He's done a lot to help rebuild that roster and bring in
I would
quality
agree.
guys that can hopefully help Caleb Williams have a level of success, right? Because they
Yeah.
saw how bad the team was going to be. They saw that they were likely going to get the number one draft pick by by result of Carolina being so bad. And so
Carolina.
what are they saying? Yeah. So what are they saying? They're like, okay, let's go ahead and help this young man out. He's supposed to be generational. If we're going to take him, we got to put him in a position to have success. And I think they've done everything they could thus far to put that to get that ball rolling. And so now
I would agree.
it's up to him and how he accepts coaching and the coaches. So we'll see. He's in a much better position than Justin Fields was in when he
Oh,
got there.
absolutely. You got like
Hmm.
3 number ones on your team right now as
Yeah,
far as
yeah.
receivers.
You got receivers. You have a better defense. You now have a real legitimate OC. Like you got a lot of things going on that can help you have
Yeah.
success if you're Caleb Williams. But yeah, we talked about NFC North last week, so I don't need. I wasn't intending for this thing to get back to a whole protracted Bears
I mean,
discussion, but
you started the show by talking about trash. So I
I
mean,
did. I did.
yeah.
Here we go. Okay, Packer man. All right,
Yeah,
all
I
right.
mean,
I
you
got it.
started talking about trash, a trash team
Okay.
picking up trash. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you're not wrong. I mean, it's a good way to bring in the first segment of the day. Let's go ahead and go into the AFC West preview. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, man. You got Baritone Bruce. You got to make sure that voice changes a little bit, guy.
Man, yeah, for real though. If you're here in the chat, y'all, and you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that. All right, let's get it. We got all that stuff out the way. We hit a couple news stories. If Caleb has a meltdown in Chicago and the pros is far harder and the pressure is far harder. Yeah, it's not that serious. You're absolutely right. We're gonna see if he has the mental makeup because we saw him just struggling at USC, and that was like obviously the first time he struggled in football, probably in his football life. And
Yeah,
it didn't look good. And Chicago is a tough town full of tough people, and it's also got a tough sports media. So
tough
we'll
media,
see. Mm-hmm.
tough media. Absolutely.
Yeah, we will see what he can do. Next one,
In
NFC
everybody's
West
defense,
preview.
it was a very bad division, guys. I mean, we're gonna talk about it because we're gonna talk about every division. But guys, other than Kansas City, what are you talking about coming out of the AFC West? other than
AFC
them.
West is not special. I did hear that Deuce Knight visited Auburn. But look, man, you can't be mad at the young fella because I mean, if he's gotta make what could be the all right, it's not that serious. Go Irish, bro. No, but Steve, you can't be mad at the young fella. He's got to make the decision that's going to be best for him going forward. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he just went to go see it and maybe get taken around for that campus tour by I'm sure the beautiful young ladies that were ready to show him around. So it is what it is. But yeah, let's get to this NFC West preview. Where you want to start in the NFC West, bro?
Let's see. Let's kick it off with, I would say, we talked San Fran a lot already. I would say let's start off with Arizona. Let's start off with Arizona.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Arizona. So big move. Well, Kyler Murray is healthy, right?
Yeah.
He's a full year back off the torn ACL. And in fairness, he was pretty dynamic when he was healthy early on in his career. Was this year 4 now, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So I mean, he's got a lot of ability, and obviously they got him what looks to be a supreme weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr. Quick side note on that. I don't want to divert the conversation too much, but unpopular opinion, I thought Rome Odunze was the best wide receiver coming out.
I think you couldn't go either way. You could go either way with them guys, man.
Okay.
I was having that debate, man.
Okay.
And I was just like, I'm watching the tape. I mean, from route running to the red zone. I'm like, I mean, it's like you got an apple and you got an orange. Which one do you like more?
And I think as good as Marvin Harrison Jr. is, he also benefits from the name, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not saying that he's not great because I do think he's special, but he benefits from the name, Hall of Fame. What's up, last name? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I saw you on Man Down Sports last night. Good to see you. But yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. he's legit, and getting Kyler Murray a weapon like that.
Yeah.
He may end up being the best receiver in Arizona since Larry Fitzgerald. So not mad at that at all.
Without a doubt. I mean, because they only had Marquise Brown in the Mints since then.
Yeah, and he's gone now too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
City.
Yeah, I was about to say, yep, he's in Kansas City. So, man, they got Mahomes some speed out there. He gonna be letting it
That's
loose.
what I'm saying. What else are we talking about in the AFC West, man?
Yep, Malik Neighbors is tough, guys. Yeah, definitely. My
life. At LSU?
Steve, yeah. Malik Neighbors is tough, but I had Rome Odunze as wide receiver 1, and again, I'm no scout, but just watching what that dude did, and now I'm sure a part of it was Ben Grubb's offense and what's my man's name, Michael Penix Jr. and those other weapons they had, Jalen Polk, Jalen McMillan, and so it made it real hard to key in on any one guy and slow him down. But I thought he was just as productive. I love him at the point of attack, at the catch point. He's got big catch radius. He's a big guy and he's not slow. Anyway, this wasn't a Marvin Harrison Jr. versus Rome Odunze conversation, but Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to him and Kyler Murray. I think that's a a real serious
That's going to be
1-2.
dynamic. That's going to be dynamic.
Oh, AJ Jenkins, great point. Anquan
So-
Bolden was in Arizona because I had said that Marvin Harrison Jr. may be the best wide receiver in Arizona since Larry Fitzgerald. But yes, Anquan Bolden was there
Bolden
too.
was during the Fitzgerald era.
Yeah, he was. And Matt, actually, Fitzgerald might have outlasted him, right?
Yeah, I want to say Fitzgerald was still there. Anquan Bolden went to Baltimore and retired.
Yeah, he was with Baltimore first, then he went to Arizona.
Oh,
after.
yeah, I got it backwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
he won the Super Bowl with Baltimore.
Yeah, you had to throw that in there. Yeah, that's a good
he was
fact.
their number one receiver during that playoff run. But anyway, yeah, no, I do think that Arizona, their offense is going to be good this year. I guess it's going to be a function of seeing what the defense does. I like the 3rd round pick, Trey Benson, out of Florida State. Very good running back, strong, fast. He can catch it out of the backfield. I like that move a lot. I think that'll be helpful.
He definitely lives in the trenches if you need him.
Yeah,
he will get in the trenches. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And he can catch it out of the backfield too, which is what they want all these running backs to do now. There's no more pure, toted 30 time a game guys. They don't want to do that anymore. So, should be interesting. Let's take a look at their schedule, see how it plays out for them.
That's a fun schedule.
That's what it is. It's the banner. Okay, so I have been having week 18. Okay, so
that's a fun schedule.
Woo. That's tough out there. Ooh, man.
That's a fun schedule, man. Boy.
That first damn, the first 8 weeks, that's rough, man.
Yeah, I mean, they don't get a break until maybe
thing.
Chicago. Then you go straight to New York, Seattle.
Because I think they're going to lose against Buffalo. They're going to lose against the Rams. They're going to lose against the Lions. Yeah. They might beat Washington. They're going to lose against the Niners. They're going to lose against the Packers. They're going to lose against the Chargers. They're going to lose against Miami. Wow.
It can get ugly. Tough. It can get ugly early.
Yeah. And if it gets ugly earlier, they'll be fighting for scraps to try and even make the playoffs. Ooh, that's a rough way to start.
And then and now you're looking at this schedule, right? Like these are teams that have solid defenses. Now you're worried about if Kyler Murray is going to be able to survive this. Gauntlet,
That's funny because look what My Life Your Entertainment says.
Wow, with that schedule, might not make it the whole season.
Right.
That's the first day. My Life Your Entertainment. That was my exact thought. I'm like, yeah, I mean, he might not survive. By the time he gets to Green Bay, he's gonna be on one.
Yeah, it's not that serious. We did hear about Geno Smith, and we're gonna get to that. As we go here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They said he might not miss time though.
Let me see what they. All right, we'll get to it.
We'll get that. We still got to get to Seattle.
Yeah. So, man, that is a brutal first half of the season. So then they get that bye after the Jets, which they could also lose if Aaron Rodgers is still healthy. Yeah. And wow, so in that Jets game, think about this, right? Sauce Gardner versus Marvin Harrison Jr. Woo! Right? That's a mean matchup right there. I like that.
I mean, Kyler Murray versus the Jets defensive line. I mean,
they will feast on that young fella.
They're going
to eat him alive. It's a good thing he's mobile.
Oh my God. I mean, it's not gonna be mobile enough.
Yeah.
Them boys is quick. Them linebackers is fast over there, man.
I forgot about that. DeAndre Hopkins did get hurt. Holy cow. He's getting old now. Oh, yeah. Good call last name. Appreciate that. Man, that's serious. So the second half, Seattle, Minnesota, they might could beat Minnesota. Minnesota has no idea what their quarterback situation is, and they might not by then either. Seattle, New England, they might could beat New England.
Okay,
I'm not sure what New England's going to be. Right. Then they got the Rams again and end with the Niners.
You end with two of the stronger defenses in your division.
That's tough sledding. That's real tough sledding. Oh my goodness.
Hey man, we're gonna go ahead and send our love and for Kyler Murray's legs because they gonna be. He got them little short stubbies that just be. Hey, look, they're gonna be gunning for that kid, man.
Yeah.
If he makes it out of the first 8 weeks with no injury,
right,
I'll be shocked.
It's a good thing he's mobile, shocked, man. I think the key is, I don't know who their OC is now, but you have to move the pocket. You're going to have to. You can't let him stand back there and get teed off on. You got to use boots and waggles. You got to use RPOs. You have to. So, man.
2 running back set, maybe they get you out of that. Somebody got to block. Somebody gonna have to block.
Yeah, that's a bad look. Okay, so the Cardinals are in trouble. We understand that now.
Hey,
Man,
you
all
know,
right,
I actually had a higher hope for them this year
I did too
than Bruce.
until we
I saw
looked at
that
that
schedule.
schedule
Oh
just now.
man,
Yeah,
that schedule just threw me way off. I
facts,
don't.
facts.
They can honestly go 1-8 in the
Hmm.
first 9 weeks, but
Yeah, no
we'll
doubt.
definitely see, man. We'll definitely see.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's go to the Rams now.
Yep.
Los Angeles Rams. I think got to look at the schedule. This could be a pretty decent team.
Yeah.
Where let's see what they drafted. I like. Obviously,
They
we
got
know
that
they got
running back.
receivers.
They got that running back out of Michigan.
They drafted Blake Corum, yes, but
Mhm.
they also have Kyron Williams out of where? Go ahead, tell me where Kyron went to school. Tell me, say it.
Notre Dame.
That's
Notre Dame.
right, that's right. Go
Notre Dame.
Irish.
Notre Dame.
No, but he was really good last year, coming off injury.
He was the
So you
beast,
got
man. He
you
was a
got a
beast.
real good
That kid
1-2
was
punch
running.
there. You got a very good 1-2 punch there. Between Blake Corum and Kyron the Siren. I think that, man, Michigan and Notre Dame together, huh? Isn't that something what the pros do? Yep, there you go. Kyron Williams, Steve. You got it. Go Irish. So yeah, should be interesting. Let's see. So they lost Aaron Donald, which is gonna be huge, but
That's gonna be a
they
major.
got your guy, Jared Verse, one of the best pass rushers in the draft out of Florida State. They grabbed him. They also grabbed Florida State defensive tackle Braden Fisk. So that's another one. So we can't expect either one to be Aaron Donald, of course, but you're doing a good job to
Can you be
shore up
good
the
enough?
defensive line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So if you can kind of get a lot of that production from multiple places, it doesn't have to come from one guy. So I think that's okay. We just talked about Blake Corum, who I think he's not a bell cow back in the NFL, but he is a beast. He gets the tough yards. He's small. He's strong. That's a good pick for what, 3rd round. That was good.
And
So
you gotta think
I
he's
like
sharing with Williams. You know what I mean? You got
right,
Boston Scott as your 3rd.
right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you could definitely mix it up back there with those guys.
So you don't,
man.
and you've got 2 guys who've had knees blown out, so you don't necessarily have to worry about either one of them getting the bulk of the carries. You could spread that out.
Precisely.
Yeah, My Life, Your Entertainment. So I don't know if the defense is going to be terrible, but yes, Aaron Donald retiring is certainly, anytime you lose a player of that caliber, is going to hurt you. But I don't know if the defense is going to be terrible. So we'll see. But we also know that Rams, Sean McVay, we know he's an outstanding coach. So let's give him
absolutely.
let's give him his due, and we know that he's going to be able to
And the
figure out
thing
something.
is, Matt Stafford finna be slinging the Cooper Cup and Puka. So
Puka and Cooper
you gotta
Kupp, right?
you gotta outscore him. You know what I mean? So
that's right. That's right. Yeah,
I do.
no.
I can see them having the offense out. Just a lot longer. I mean, what you got when you adding Blake to add more running games to the aspect. To stay on the field a lot longer, to just keep their defense out there a whole lot longer. So give your defense that amount of rest that they're gonna need. Because like you said, like My Life, Your Entertainment. There's no Aaron Donald, man. That's
no, there
huge.
isn't.
There's no Aaron Donald, but like I said, you got pieces there to at least be decent enough to be like, okay, if when it's our turn to come out there, we could do something. We may not be top 10 defense or top 5, but you make us top 15, and we can scratch. I think it could be a top 15 defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's in those guys, linebacker and defensive back group? I don't know. If I'm honest, I don't know. And
Ernest Jones, man, I like him, man. That's my guy.
Well, I think so. You're not going to be able to, Jared Verse, we just talked about him. I don't think you're going to be able to be the dominant defense up front that you have been with Aaron Donald in the past. However, if you can be a bend but don't break defense, and you have the offensive weapons to put more on the offensive plate, I think it'll be okay. I think that the Rams are clearly the second best team in the division. I think that's fair, right?
I would agree, especially with Geno hurt. So
yeah.
You got that coming into play. You got Arizona with the blizzard of a hailstorm that's about to come at them in the first 9 weeks.
right.
So
that'll take care of that.
That's gonna take care of that. So
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Rams being second best in the division, that's not a long shot.
That's not a terrible thing, and depending on how the rest of the conference plays out, they could make the playoffs with that. So
yeah.
So you mentioned Geno Smith. Let's go straight to Seattle. Let's go.
No, we go over the schedule.
Oh, my bad. You are correct. Thank you, sir. Rams schedule. Thank you for that. All
Now
right.
we got to see if we
Let
can back
me.
it up.
I know, right? Let's turn off the
Ugh,
banner real quick.
okay.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. So Detroit, that's a good game, but I think
I think that's
Detroit
good.
is
But
really
you're in
good, man.
Detroit, man. You're in Detroit.
Yeah.
They can lose
Arizona,
that
I think
game.
they win that game. I think
Yeah,
they lose to the Niners.
yeah,
I think they beat the Bears. They lose to
correct.
Green Bay. Um,
Where are we
you
at
know,
though? No,
you're
that's at home.
you're in LA, right? But you giving Jordan Love and those young receivers on that field at SoFi, on that track field, man, listen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
I
might
think
be on
that's
to something
dangerous,
right there.
bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, remember what's my biggest thing with Green Bay is my man Josh Jacobs. I think that's huge.
We do
And
got the
remember,
run game.
we just talked about Aaron Donald being gone now. Maybe they're not able to stop the run. Maybe you can run right at the middle of that defense now. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be a problem. You're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely
So
right.
I definitely think that Green Bay gets that win. I'm not. I mean, maybe it's not a blowout, but I think I'm very confident in Green Bay this year. I'm bullish on them. I think
So
they're
what would they
definitely
be?
second in the
They would be
division.
2-3 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, 2-3. They go to a
So
bye.
then they beat Vegas. They
They
beat
beat
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
so they're doing okay.
They beat
Um,
Seattle.
yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, we don't know what Geno's going to be. So I mean,
Right.
I'm thinking that he's going to be all right at this point. But at
Mhm.
this point, Matthew Stafford and them guys, they're starting to try to pick it up at this point. So I mean,
Right, right.
and they just
So
came off with this a 2-week delay. No, that's 10 days because they got the Thursday night
yeah.
game against
Yeah, yeah.
Minnesota. So they
Yep.
got a
Yep,
good
yep,
10
yep.
days off. So
Mhm.
that's
So
plenty of time to
here's a
prepare.
big one. Miami. So that's another
Mm,
team that got a track squad for a receiving core, and you
mm,
got them in SoFi, perfect weather, and providing Tua is still healthy at that point,
mm.
and we're not confident as my life just said, we're not confident in
At the
their
line.
secondary and their linebackers. I think they lose that game to Miami.
Yeah, they can get torched out there. Jared
Hmm.
Waddle,
That's right. As we have
big,
seen,
big
Miami is
Tyreek.
capable of putting up big points.
Absolutely. In a hurry.
Yes.
They'll be
With
28-3 before you
they
know it.
put 70 on somebody they put 70 on Denver last year. So we know that they're capable of doing that. The
Sidetrack.
Rams,
That alone should get you fired, but we're not going to go there.
yeah,
Let's
I agree.
continue.
Good point. Um, they'll beat New England, even if it's well, I tell you what, no, let's look at this.
At New England?
I was about to say at New England in mid-November. That suddenly
Yeah.
changes
It's
things.
getting cold now.
Yeah, that's right. And you're a dome team from Southern Cal. So I just,
Mm.
you know what? I'm going to chalk that up to coaching and superior quarterback play. I'm going to give the
There's
Rams
no
the
Bill
win on that.
Belichick no more. So you gotta
That's what I'm
put
saying.
that in
The
perspective. Yeah.
coaching is Sean McVay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's gonna have to pull that one through.
Philadelphia. I think they lose to Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is bouncing back this year. Um, Hill
I
is not
can't
the
wait to
best
talk
player in the
about their
league.
division.
Why don't the players respect Mahomes? Yeah, last name that was weird. I don't know what the deal was with that. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, he got number
Transform?
1 in the top 100.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, they had Mahomes like fourth. They had Lamar Jackson ahead of Mahomes, which is like really weird, but whatever.
Yeah, because of the MVP, maybe. I mean, but he won a Super Bowl.
I- Listen, I love Lamar. He's my
I don't.
quarterback, but like nobody can fairly tell you that he's better than Mahomes. You just can't. But it is
Honestly,
what it is.
man, the voting, I'm not sure what we be voting for anymore. I mean, we
That's these
go in
players,
here,
man.
it's
These
the
players.
NBA. I mean, not NBA. MVP voting don't match what Madden is putting out. Madden ain't matching. The
Hmm.
top 100, the top 100 ain't like none of it matches. So like,
Hmm.
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
that's a
I
fact.
can, but I'm not. Am I mad at Hill being number 1? Nah. I mean,
I
because
am.
the league is like looking at him like, I mean, because it's a players vote, right?
Yeah,
They're probably like, dude, when we got to play him, man. like,
I
man,
guess,
put your
but
track shoes on. Like that
yeah,
kid alone is dynamic, and they're probably tired of seeing quarterbacks always up
yeah.
there. So
I don't see
it
it.
could be a
I don't
little
see it.
mix of everything, but
No
yeah,
doubt. Okay, where were we? Philadelphia. I think
they got New
Philadelphia is going
Orleans.
to be sneaky good. I think Philly beats them. They beat New Orleans. I think Buffalo. That's tough. That's tough.
And they're in SoFi.
Yeah, I'll go with the home team on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
At San
who is
Francisco.
Josh Allen throwing to right now?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman.
Oh, he did get my boy out of Florida State. That's
Mhm.
right. Oh my
That's right.
God. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Keon, if you're watching this, man, my apologies. Go
But
Noah.
who's taking the attention off Keon Coleman, right? Who's on the other
Nobody.
right?
You
So
could have
now
said
you
it best.
can roll a lot of coverage over on him. So that's gonna be tough.
Them next two gonna be rough. I mean,
Yep.
San Fran, New York.
Yep.
That's gonna be rough on them. They can finish off with 2 wins, but that's a possible 3 L's right there. I mean, if you mess around against Buffalo and they beat you in SoFi, you're losing against San Fran, you're losing against New York.
18 games, so maybe they're what? 10-8?
Let's see what we counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possible 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
Okay, so there we go. 10-8.
Yeah, about 10-8. Yeah.
Okay.
10-7.
So that's
10-7.
10-7, yeah. So that's going to be a function now of how the rest of the season plays out in terms of everybody else in the conference. Okay.
Yeah, because at this point, Kyler Murray may be depleted all to hell by the time he gets to the end of the season.
Right.
So, and like I said, we got to see what's going on with Geno. So I mean, that's still a huge question because this is knee, right?
Matter of fact, let's see.
Come on, chat. What are y'all doing, chat?
We didn't get to the Seahawks yet. Well, I had it up here. I was just waiting for us to get to it. He hurt his knee and hip.
That's not good for a quarterback.
Yeah. Seahawks coach Mike McDonald said Saturday Geno Smith has more testing to undergo, but he expects that the quarterback to return to practice within the next few days.
Okay, so it might not be that serious. I mean,
so you're worried about your backup situation. He hurt his knee and his hip. He's 32, and you're rushing him back to an early preseason practice. I don't like that. I don't like that.
What is it with the knee and the hip, though? Do they explain that?
It just says knee and hip. No. But I mean, it's knee and hip. Like, why am I doing that?
You need both.
Right.
You got to turn your hips to throw. You need your knee to move around. I mean, we talking about coming back to practice already?
He also suffered a bruise on his triceps or back of the elbow during the game. Jeez. Okay, he got a lot of stuff going on. Well, we'll see.
Already starting off the year, bad knee, bad hip, bad tricep.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not going to be a good look for them.
No, not at all. What we got here? Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen alone is better than the Rams secondary. That's true. I think Seattle will finish number 2 in the NFC West, even if Sam Howell has to step in and play QB. Man. Sam Howell can put up a lot of numbers. He could throw the ball all over the place, but I think he throws a lot of
that's the kid out of Washington, wasn't it?
Yeah, he came from Washington. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he played college at North Carolina.
Yeah, I meant like the NFL team.
Yeah. He came from the Commanders. Yep. Okay. So
are we looking at the roster? I'm sorry, I didn't move my screen.
Yeah, let's look at the let's take a look at the roster for the Seahawks and then we'll look at the schedule.
All right. Okay. I mean, Kenneth Walker, didn't he have a big injury last year?
Yeah, he was hurt, but he came back strong. He's good. He's one of the better young running backs. He's good.
Because that kid is legit. That kid is legit at running back.
Yep.
We already know what DK Metcalf is. Tyler Lockett, I mean, he's one hell of a deep threat. You know what I mean? You got a Badger sitting right here at your other receiver. Noah Fant at tight end. I mean, your offense.
Okay. I forgot
good.
Noah Fant came in that Russell Wilson trade from Denver.
Yeah. Okay. So offensively, they're pretty solid. They're pretty solid at on offense, and I believe they had one of the best corners in the league last year, didn't they?
Yeah, Tariq.
What's his name?
Witherspoon and Woolen are very good in the secondary. Yep. Quick side note: Seattle is another team I would have expected to try to jump up and make a move in the draft for Michael Penix Jr. because their OC Ben Grubb was his OC at Washington. So I would have thought that they would have made a move for him because he knows the system and he's good in the area. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the weather and all that stuff.
Yeah. What pick did they have in the draft?
I think they picked top 10, right?
Seattle?
I'm gonna
They
tell you
were
in
a
a
playoff
second.
team, right?
No, number 16. Number 16
Okay.
was their first round pick, and they got Byron Murphy out of Texas. Which was a good move.
So they could have. Penix went what, 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely could have.
I would have thought they would try to trade up to get him, though. I would have.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm biased. I'm a big Penix guy, so that's what it is. Okay. Let's look at the Seahawks schedule. Obviously, they have the rest of the division. So Denver, they open with a win. New England, I think they'll win that.
Yeah.
That Miami game might be a tough one.
Now
At
we really gonna put them
Detroit.
corners to the test in Miami, though.
I was just about to say that's
Them
right.
corners gonna get put to the test.
Jalen Waddle and
Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but quite frankly, nobody's really covering him. I mean, you're praying.
My life,
that.
good call, JSN. We forgot they got JSN on that wide receiving core.
You didn't hear me say that?
No, I didn't hear you say it. My bad. No,
That's my kid, man.
Yeah, JSN is real. He is very legit. All right, where were we? Detroit. I think they lose that game, but it'll be close. They will beat the Giants.
Yeah, they are in Detroit, so we got
they'll beat the Giants. Lose to the Niners. I think they could beat the Falcons.
3-3? So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
I think they
could beat Falcons.
Yeah. I think they'll lose to Buffalo.
Lose to Buffalo.
What did we say about this Rams game? Damn, what did we say?
We said they're going to be. Well, this is going to be in Seattle, right?
Yes.
So in Seattle, November. We said they're going to win this game. The Cold.
Yes.
I think we said we're going to win this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. At San Francisco, that's going to be a tough one.
At San Fran, November 17.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose to San Francisco both times.
Coming off a bye week too.
Yeah. You don't give a really good offensive coach all that time to draw up a game plan on you. Arizona, they're going to beat them.
Arizona. The Jets. That's going to be a fun game. I like that game.
December 1st.
I like that game.
Cold.
I like
cold
that
in
game.
New York. Yeah.
Because Aaron Rodgers got some pent-up animosity against Seattle.
Yeah, everything with the Jets is going to depend on. That's true. It's going to depend on if Aaron Rodgers is still healthy by this time.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a fairly healthy quarterback. I mean, the last year was more of an anomaly with the Achilles.
That's what I was about to say. He's 40 coming off an Achilles. That's the problem.
If they could protect, it's tough. That's tough. Because he turns 41 this year. I think he turns 41 mid-season, I want to say.
There you go. Yeah, he's old,
Yeah, that's tough. I do like that game. That's going to be a tough. But they're at the Jets. I think at this point, the Jets are – we're going to figure out who the Jets are at this point, and they're going to be gunning for a top seed. I think they're going to be
top seed. Yeah. I guess we'll figure that out when we get to the AFC East. So what do we think about the Jets?
I think they can lose it.
Up on that.
I think they can lose it.
You think the Jets can beat them?
I think the Jets can beat them.
Okay.
I think the Jets can beat them. So I'm gonna count that as an L. They beat Arizona.
Okay. Yes, they beat Arizona. I think they lose to Green Bay.
Yeah.
They
beat Minnesota.
Yep.
They beat Chicago. I don't know who the last, and then they got Los Angeles again.
Ooh, man. Yeah, I think they lose to the Rams in this one at SoFi. Rams on that turf, Puka Nacua and freaking Cooper Kupp and all those guys. I think they.
So that's 9-8. That's not too bad.
No, it's not. Didn't the Green Bay made the playoffs at 9-8 in the NFC last year?
Absolutely, and we spanked this team called the Dallas Cowgirls, I believe, something like that.
Did.
Dallas Cowgirls.
Sure did.
Spanked them.
Okay. All right, cool. And the last team is we've got the 49ers. We know how good they are. We don't need to run down their roster. It's Super Bowl or bust for these guys, and at some point, what's his name?
You got to
Kyle
pay Trent
Shanahan has to, or Ayuk.
Yep, Ayuk, and I think the fullback wants some money now. I want to say the fullback came
Juszczyk
up
wants
said
money
something.
too.
Yes, he made a Pro
Everybody wants
Bowl.
money.
That man's a Pro Bowler. Like I want some.
Dang.
Everybody wants a little fatty.
Yeah, you're right. And I tell you what,
Everybody wants
I
a little
guess
fatty, man.
I guess the players in a way are lucky that they didn't win the Super Bowl last year, because if they did, you'd have seen the Niners letting people walk.
Oh, they would have had to.
Yeah,
They would have had to.
they've
Trent
been
would have
like,
been,
yeah, you can go.
I'm the reason why. Brandon, I'm the reason why. Oh yeah, you would have heard
Mhm.
a lot of I in that thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, okay, so we know the team is loaded. Now we just got to figure out what they're gonna do with their money situation, and that's some you can never really speculate on because you don't know what these owners are gonna do.
I
But
do know
if
you
you
better
can,
pay Trent Williams.
oh,
I
you
mean,
have,
if you're paying anybody right now, you're paying your offensive line. That's not a hard thing to say. You pay your offensive line without a shadow of a doubt.
my life. Where is Von Miller now? I didn't even realize they. I guess he's a salary cap casualty. Where is Von Miller now? Good comment. Um, yeah, you have to pay him, but now,
Good question.
if you know what they might be waiting to do, see what Ricky Pearsall, they being San Francisco, see what Ricky Pearsall looks like in camp, and then try to find a willing trade partner for Brandon Ayuk. I think that's why they drafted him,
Yeah.
because they knew this was coming.
I mean, but you still got, like I said, I like Juwan Jennings too, man. Juwan Jennings is a solid receiver. I think he can definitely
Oh
take up that.
yeah,
He can
I
definitely
forgot
take up
about that
them
as a
yards.
domestic violence thing, I believe. Oh yeah, Von Miller. Okay, and they released him. Wow.
I
Nobody's
totally either forgot or wasn't aware of that one.
I believe it was a domestic violence thing. Let's see. Von
Yep,
Miller.
domestic violence. What?
There you go.
Where was I at?
Yeah, that was last season. Wait a minute. Is he
Von Miller
back?
was in Buffalo, and he's now
Oh no,
dealing
he's
with a
back.
scandal.
No, so
Is he
4
back?
days ago, it's okay. So 4 days ago, Sports Illustrated article says Bills offensive tackle issues warning to NFL. Von Miller is back. Okay, so I guess
Well, there you go.
maybe he was suspended or whatever. So yeah, it looks like he's still there. Okay. Yeah, Von Miller lighting up training camp in attempt to return to Hall of Fame form. That's 4 days ago. Okay, yeah, so he's still there. All right.
When
I
did
didn't
this
remember
domestic
hearing him get
violence thing
released.
happen?
I believe during last season.
Man. I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time hearing about that.
Yeah. Where were we? 49ers, right? So yeah, the Niners just got to figure out the money. And yeah, it was domestic violence. Yep. So yeah, they just got to figure out the money, and they are probably the favorite in the NFC once again. So at least based on what we've seen, because they haven't really lost anything. They got the same coaching staff. They got most of the players. And if Brock Purdy gets even better, then, dangerous. So, yeah,
I
that's
know
a
they've
tough
been
one.
talking a lot of stuff about him in camp, but I mean, it's training camp, man. I
Camp is the
honestly don't
place to
put too
make
much.
mistakes, though, right?
Yeah,
That's the place to make
you
mistakes,
really are
though.
trying to do stuff in training
Yeah,
camp. So,
exactly. What can
yeah.
we put in that they don't have tape on? What's it going to look like? Let's take a shot
Precisely.
here. Let's try that,
All right, here we go. Come on.
Okay, schedule.
I just lost my pen and pad. That's right. What happened? That's what happens when you move stuff around. Here we go. All right. Week 1, Jets.
Oh yeah,
That's
I forgot about that. Yes, it is. But it's not going to be a blowout, though. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think it's going to be
Aaron Rodgers.
a win. Yeah.
It's Aaron Rodgers. It's San Fran. He just got back. I think they could try to keep it close. It is a late Monday night game. The hype of Aaron Rodgers being back, but I think the festivity of San Fran in last year's Super Bowl
I think so
they
too.
coming to put a hurting on somebody. So
I think you're right.
I think San Fran definitely pulls that one out.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Minnesota.
Yes.
They beat Los Angeles.
Yes.
They beat New England.
Yes.
They kill or try to kill Kyler Murray.
Correct.
Seattle. What do we have for that? We had that as a dub.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Now Kansas
City. They got him in San Francisco
in October, week 7.
Well, the weather, it gets cold in Kansas City too, so the weather to me doesn't seem like a huge concern. So, but
no, it's still warm in San Fran in October, right?
Right. Relatively so. I mean, it's Northern Cal, so it's not like LA, but that is a tough game. I mean, at
this point, we're estimating them to be 6-0. So you're undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
You're at home hosting Kansas City.
Right. And your butt hurt off of the Super Bowl loss.
I'll say dub.
Yeah.
I say they give Kansas City, because Kansas City really we don't have to beat y'all.
Right.
Y'all really want to beat us.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So I'm gonna say that's a dub.
Mm-hmm.
Until I see further notice, they're gonna beat Dallas.
Yes.
So we're looking at 8-0.
At Tampa Bay. That's interesting.
What, Baker Mayfield?
Well, Baker, Godwin, Mike
Evans.
Thank you. I mean, they've got a good roster there, and Baker's not a bum. He's not a superstar, but he's not a bum. He won a playoff game with them last year, so and had them in place to try and make that last drive. He threw the pick, I know, but
okay,
they weren't getting blown out.
Then they're also 8-0. They're coming off a bye week though.
At some point,
they
gotta lose, right?
Yeah.
At some point, they gotta lose. I'm gonna give Tampa Bay this.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's say they're going to lose the streak against because they beat Seattle already in Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle got to come to them. I think they win that one.
Yeah. Ooh, at Green Bay. Ooh.
It's in Lambeau?
Yeah, it's at Lambeau.
I'm counting as an L. I'm biased.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. And especially, again, we're doing this assuming everyone's healthy.
Yeah.
And then it's not like
I think
what's his
we
name?
got a little bit of an itch too.
Right.
We definitely lost.
Yes.
In
and
San Fran
knows
last
the
year.
scheme.
Yeah, we know what they want to do.
Right.
Okay.
San Fran will run it if they can satisfy Brandon Ayuk. Him, Debo, and Ricky Pearsall is going to be tough. But I agree, biasly, Tampa will beat them. I think Tampa will beat them.
Yeah. And plus, they due for an L at that point, man. I mean, you 8-0, you're off a bye, you kind of relax, like, hey, man, we got a good start of the season. Yeah. You're going into Florida, you're looking at the beautiful women.
Right.
You're not focused.
Right. I don't think that you're gonna see Ayuk, Debo, and Pearsall. I think if Pearsall shows that he's legit, I think they're gonna trade Brandon Ayuk to get out of paying him. And yes, it's not that serious. Mike Evans has had 1,000-yard season every season he's played, which is crazy. That's why Baker Mayfield, after he was like begging him, like, bring this guy back, don't let him walk, because he's like, man, I need that weapon, So respect due there. I get the roster stacked in San Francisco, but are we really sold on Brock P? I am. I absolutely am sold on Brock Purdy.
We have plenty of footage. We've seen it.
Right. Here's the deal. If Brock Purdy was not Mr. Irrelevant, right? If he was a first-round pick, we wouldn't be asking the question about him. He's shown us everything we need to see.
Absolutely.
Think about this. Brock Purdy has already shown us more than Dak Prescott has.
Wow.
I mean,
he's already won more,
right? Yes.
He's already won more.
Yes. He's shown us way more than Dak Prescott has. And I found this out today. I thought it was the case, but I verified it today. Dak Prescott had 8 All-Pros on the Cowboys roster last year, more than any other team in the sport. Don't tell me Dak Prescott needs anything else. He's just not the guy. That's all there is to it.
1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard rusher, a player with 10 sacks, 10-plus sacks, a cornerback with like 5 or more interceptions. It was something crazy. It was some stat line, and I posted that next to a Green Bay post of us being up 31.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's horrible, man.
Right.
That's horrible. But Brock Purdy has shown. I mean, he's shown he can make the throws. He's shown he can read the defense. He's shown he knows how to put them feet to the dirt. Like,
Sneaky
hey,
athletic.
if I need to get
That's
out
right.
of here, I can go and get you a big 12, 13-yard game
Right.
in the middle of traffic. You know
He's
what I
not
mean?
going to pretend to be Lamar Jackson, but he can do it when he needs to.
Absolutely. But he's
He
going to
can-
slide. He's definitely going to slide.
He can deliver the ball at an extremely high percentage, and he's not dinking and dunking. He led the league in yards and air yards per attempt last year.
Absolutely.
So
Back
I don't
shoulder,
know.
corner, end zone. He got it.
Yes, I don't know why there are still all these questions on Brock Purdy. Well, I know why. There were questions on Brock Purdy because Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. If he was a first-round pick, they'd be drooling all over Brock Purdy. And correct.
Yep,
correct.
we wouldn't be talking about it. But the fact that he's done it for a year and a half, because we still got to count the previous season before he got hurt against Philly. And then I think they could have beat Philly that year and went to the Super Bowl, back-to-back Super Bowls. But we're not going to talk about the past. We're just going to talk about his play. His play has been phenomenal. I mean, you give him his weapons, and people they make this point right here. Well, if you take away two of his awesome weapons, he's not that good. I mean, you can say that about a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, if you take away the best tackle in football, you take away one of the best receivers in football,
right?
Of course, you're going to see me struggle a little bit. I'm running for my life because my left tackle is gone. You know what I mean? And now I'm having to find another receiver to get open because Deebo Samuel is a dynamic receiver. So
exactly,
that's going to be the case with a lot of cornerbacks, man. So they got to give Purdy some type of credit at some point, man. I mean, 4,000 yards last year, led him to a Super Bowl after lead him to the NFC Championship game the year prior.
Right.
And the only reason he didn't beat Philly is because he didn't make it past the first quarter.
Right. He didn't finish the game.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, come on.
Yeah, no doubt. It's not that serious. I definitely feel you on Jerry Jones being a major stumbling block for the Cowboys. I do. But we
know that.
Just as right. We all know that. But Dak is also a major one. I'm just tired of hearing people talk about Dak this, Dak that, and give Dak his money, blah, blah, blah. And you know, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. You can pay him, but not reset the market money. Anyway, that's a whole different discussion. So I'm sorry, where were we? We were Green Bay beating the Niners.
Green Bay, yep.
Yes. Okay. Buffalo.
Did I mark
at
that one
Buffalo.
Yet?
That's
we're at 11.
You did.
Yeah, I did mark that. Okay.
At Buffalo, that's a tough one.
At Buffalo in December in the cold.
Probably snowed out.
Snow late. A late Sunday night too.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be frigid.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I mean, you just came out of Green Bay and it's cold up there. That's 4:00 on a Sunday.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
I mean, at this point, you can afford a couple of L's. I mean, at this point, I got them 9-2. So I mean, if they lose back-to-back against Green Bay and Buffalo, but then you got Chicago, Los Angeles, I mean, you can get a couple of more games out of that.
Right. They are going to beat Chicago.
They're going to beat Chicago. They're gonna run through Chicago. Chicago going to San Fran on this one. So
and they'll beat the Rams at home.
Yeah.
And I think they can beat Miami. The only thing I'm concerned about is you see a lot of northern teams that have to go down south to Miami in that humidity in the late season, and they fall prey to it. And then of course Miami's other distractions. So I don't know. That's tough. I don't know. Miami.
I'm gonna say L.
And Mike McDaniel knows that scheme extremely well too.
Okay, I'm gonna say L. That's all you needed to say for me.
Okay.
All right. Then we got Detroit.
Ooh,
the rematch,
championship rematch.
Yeah, the rematch. So they're in San Fran, so that's good. That's good for them. But they were in San Fran last year, right?
No. This is at home. This is in San Francisco. Yes, they played that game in San Francisco.
Well, I think San Francisco gonna try to put a lesson on them. I think they will. I think at the end of the season, they're like, okay, look, y'all made it close last year, and y'all thought y'all was something, but if y'all, and then at this point, we're determining if whether Detroit's still number one in the NFC North, whether they're going to be a playoff threat. You know what I mean? So at this point, you're trying to prove you're trying to send a message. You know what I mean?
But isn't Detroit also trying to prove a message at this point, fighting for a top seed in the NFC and trying to win the division with Green Bay doing their thing, being better this year? They're also trying to prove a point.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But now I'm at home though. Like Detroit's not at home. They don't have that crowd behind them.
That's true.
San Fran, they got the crowd behind them. They in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got that, decent weather. I'm not gonna say, heat
Right.
going on, but
Right.
they got the decent weather going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling yourself. You just came out of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a
Tough.
good one right there. Late night
Toss
on a
up.
Monday too. This is a prime time. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a toss up. I know they finished with a win at Arizona. We know that.
Yeah, they're gonna beat Arizona. So right now that's
Yeah.
12-4. So we got one more. The Detroit game.
I do not know, man.
I'm gonna say they get them. Because at this point, you want to finish off the year strong, going on a little bit of a hot streak. You know what I mean? That'll be what 1, 2, 3 games in a row, 4, 5 games in a row. Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, Detroit, Arizona. You want to be on some type of streak.
Okay, you know what? I can see that now. I can see that.
Yeah, you want to be on some type of streak. You at home. You don't want your last game of the season at home in the regular season. You lose.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially to a team that almost, snuck one in your own house last year. So I'll give it to him.
I'm good with that. Okay.
So that's 13-4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right. I had him at about 12, 13 wins.
No, that sounds fair. Okay, there we go. And so we are done with the NFC West, and those are our 2 divisional previews. Man, so the Niners are still good. Newsflash, right? Excuse me.
Breaking news. So hit him with the big baritone. Breaking news.
Right.
You have
Breaking
San
news.
Francisco 49ers still one of the best
good.
teams in the league.
Right. There you go. All right, so now we've wrapped up our NFC West preview. We'll go ahead and open up the phone lines, 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. You can go ahead and give us a call if you disagree with anything or you have some extra thoughts on the NFC West and how it may play out and how that affects the NFC overall and the NFL this year. 904-219-8264. Let's get it. And then we got a real good topic coming up next. Looking forward to that one.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah.
I mean, this is a good fight, by the way.
Is it? Okay. What round are they in?
Third round. We're not at the
Okay, not at the main event yet. Okay.
Yeah, let's call him Jimmy Butler. Well, I don't know why I was like, man, we're not in the Jimmy Butler fight.
Wow.
But Terrence Crawford, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay.
But Anderson Bokale, how you say his name? Bokal?
I don't know. I don't even know who's fighting right now.
Heavyweight.
Big Baby Anderson fighting? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Damn. Woo. All right.
He already got put on his bottom already.